everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about menu planning. I was in the city the other day and I talked to somebody and it made me wonder, am I totally out of touch? I mean, you see where I live, right? And I came home and I told my husband, I said, am I totally out of touch because we live in the middle of nowhere? Because I talked to this lady that was cutting my hair and she said, you know, my friend is paying $805 a month for a one-bedroom studio apartment. And she said, I paid that much for my first house payment when I had a house. And I told her, I said, well, really, you know, for us being in Kansas, that's probably pretty economical because Kansas and Oklahoma are two of the cheaper states to live in. But I know people that live in Kansas City, that have lived in Chicago, my son in Baltimore. The cheapest housing they could find was $1,500 a month for a one-bedroom, and that was one of the cheaper areas or the cheaper types of apartments. You know, my son lived in an old brownstone in Baltimore and was able to get it for $1,500, which was a really good deal because it was nowhere near that cheap anywhere around him. And she said, well, I just thought that was crazy priced. And she said, and the other day we decided that we were going to go out and make our own fajitas for supper. And she said, we went to the grocery store and for four of us, it cost $140 to make fajitas. She said, I could have eaten out for less than that. Well, that's not the first time I've heard that lately. I was shopping in Aldi one day and a lady had her daughter on speakerphone and her daughter said, it's getting to the point on groceries where I could eat out cheaper than it costs me to make the food. And I thought, man, am I totally out of touch? Because that's not true. It's really not true. And so when the girl told me that was cutting my hair, I said, well, you can't shop like that anymore. And she looked at me and I said, you can't decide what you're going to eat and then just go buy it. There's no way that you can do that. It's going to cost you crazy amounts of money. And she said, what do you mean? And I told her, I said, you have to reverse meal plan. You have to shop the sales. Know your prices, truly know what is a sale, because sometimes things will say they're a sale and they're not. And then buy those items, bring them home and figure out what you make from that. You don't decide what you want before you go shopping. You decide what you're going to get once you see what those clearance prices are and the sales that are really sales. The frogs are going to help me. And so I don't know if everyone understands this. Evidently everybody doesn't, because I even have a daughter who will order HelloFresh and she says it's cheaper this way than buying all the ingredients. Well, it is if you're buying those ingredients, but you don't want to limit yourself to what is, you know, what is the going thing. You have to look at what is on sale, not what is on the menu for the HelloFresh and calculate that. You have to look at what's on sale and figure out what to cook from that. That's the only way we're going to make it through these crazy prices that we're having right now. So her first mistake was deciding what they were going to eat and then just going out and buying it. And when I came home and I told my husband, I said, am I out of touch? And he goes, well, maybe we are. And then I said, you know, I don't think so, because at no point would I have been pushing my cart around and not known that I had $140 worth in my cart that was for one meal, and not known before I checked out that it was going to cost me that much. I would have been calculating that. I would have been looking at the prices of what I was putting in my cart. For instance, when I went the other day, chicken was on sale for $1.77 a pound. Well, the normal price was $4.29 a pound. So if I wanted to make fajitas with chicken and I went out and paid $4.29 a pound versus the sale price that I got, it would have cost me an extra $7 per package. Now that adds up really quickly. And if you're buying steak, tortillas, cheese, peppers, onions, all of those fixings that go on that, and you're just buying them at regular price, yeah, it's going to cost a crazy amount of money. So we have to reverse meal plan. We hear about reverse decluttering, where you decide what you're going to keep and then you get rid of everything else. Well, it's kind of like that on reverse meal planning. You figure out what you have in your freezer and your pantry and what is on sale and on clearance, and then you make your menus from that. You don't make your menus first and then make your shopping list. And when menu planning first started being suggested to people, it was suggested as a mom time saver. It was suggested so moms could quickly make the menu, quickly make their shopping list, know what they needed to get, know what they were going to make that night, and throw it together. But now, menu planning just can't be done like that. It can't be just looked at as a mom time saver. It has to be looked at as a way to save money by figuring out what we have first. So shopping those loss leaders, shopping your pantry, your freezer, shopping sales that are truly sales, and knowing your prices, it makes all the difference on whether or not you can stay within budget for your food. It's so easy to just say it's food, we have to have it, we'll just pay what it costs. But doing that will throw you into debt because people are using credit to buy food when they shop that way. It requires some strategy. It requires you to simplify your meal plan. For instance, tonight, we're using half of a Polska kielbasa. I'm going to cut that up and fry it, and then I'm going to make pasta and add like a jar of spaghetti sauce with some cheese on top. That's not something I would have ever made in the past. It's not even something that I would say, wow, I'm hungry for that. But it's something that I have on hand. It's something I can make a meal out of quickly, easily, and not have to buy anything to throw it together, and it will be good because it's all things we like put together. But I'm not following any recipe. I just came up with it out of my head from things that I already had on hand. So I just wanted to, I guess, share this with everybody, that we really have to put some strategy into our meal planning now. We have to think about what things cost, because that meal budget will totally throw off all of our other budgets in the entire month. It will throw off everything and make it hard to pay all of our bills. And even if that fajita meal went 2 meals or 3 meals, it still cost way too much for the products that she purchased. So I just wanted to share this with everybody. Maybe you think I'm out of touch. I don't think so, because I would still be shopping like this even if I lived in the city. And even though it's more likely for Bigfoot to come up behind me than it would be a real person, I don't think I'm out of touch. I think this is the way we have to plan our meals now to make ends meet. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you for joining me again today. I really appreciate your feedback. And if this has been helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate you subscribing and following me for more frugal conversation. Have a great day.